Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you. All of the new subscribers, all of the ones that have been here with me that's loyal as we continuously go up, okay? Um, it means a lot to me that more and more people are choosing my channel as I work hard to bring you good content and honest content, right? Um, more people are is the in my analytics, okay? I still see more people that's looking at the channel is unsubscribed. So please remember to hit the subscription button, okay? And hit the like button. It helps to keep the video in the algorithm. And if you would like to donate to the channel, you could definitely do it via Cash App. I wanted to do a short video because, I was in meditation and God brought this to my mind. And I know people always say, well, you always talking about God, but you cuss. Okay. I get tired of people trying to, when people do that, they trying to find a way to discredit you. Me getting mad and cussing somebody out. Okay. Or I become passionate and I say a cuss word. Um, it has nothing to do with the message, the validity of the message, or the accuracy. Most times, that's what it's valid and it's accurate, and people get mad because now all people want to do is find a reason to do wrong or find a reason to discredit you because of their jealousy, their envy, or just to keep doing wrong, right? And mainly because they don't want to hear. A lot of people just don't want to hear when you start talking about what's really going on. You start telling the truth. When you get away from talking about the foolery and you have a message, um, and people are just so content with doing wrong, they don't want to hear it. Oftentimes, it has more to do with you opening the eyes of the other people around them that they are manipulating. They know you telling the damn truth. They do. The ones that screaming on every rooftop, they know you're telling the truth, but what they become fearful of is you waking up the people that they've been able to manipulate and send out. My dad used to always say, what they fussing about ain't what they really mad about. Always remember that. My dad was in politics for many, many years. And he would always say that what they fussing about ain't what they mad about. So, in other words, he was saying they really mad at something else, but they find a minute thing to bring up to start screaming and fussing about because they don't want you to know what they're really mad about, right? Because they know if they knew what you was really mad, if they brought up what they was really mad about, folks will look at them sideways. And what people are really mad about is they don't want me to tell you all the truth, right? They're scared some of these young dudes who have had hard lives and things of that nature. And more of them look at my page. I know that they do. Um, they're afraid that with them using them as crash dummies and things of that nature, with them having talent, there's a lot of talent in Memphis and all over the world, that somebody is going to wake up and open their eyes and say, you know what, mama telling the truth. And they start thinking. All you got to do, see, once you have a different mindset, your whole life will change. All you got to do is change your mindset. Once you decide to change your mindset and actively do the hard work to maintain whatever it is you change your mind to, your life will change. See, people might have the idea of having the mindset, but they get scared of the work that comes with it. When all they got to do is do it. Okay? So people get afraid of that. They get to thinking about, okay, well, she might wake this little dude up because this little dude I've been sending out to go do my hits. I've been doing, giving them crumbs. But if he ever listen to mama over there, okay, she and a lot of these little dudes is 20, 21, 22, 23. I am old enough to be their mom. I have children their age. Okay. So if they ever get to listening to me, they might have a mindset that they might change their minds, and then they ain't gonna have nobody um to go out and be their flunkies. Because it's easy to talk about we murder Inca, we murder what is it that they said they were saying after Young Dolph was killed? We death row. Yeah, we death row. We took him out. Okay. That's what I heard some of the officers saying that some people had told them they were saying. All right. Um, it's easy when you got the little dudes going and doing your dirty work for you. You're sending them out. It affects their life, and you can hide behind them and act like ain't nothing happened, right? Because that's what's happening. You can incite fear. I go send one of my little dudes. I would, bitch, nigga, why you ain't gonna do it? Oh, I got too much going on myself. I got my kids and shit. I already did my time. I've been in that jail 10 times. It's time for some of these young dudes to go pay their dues, you fuck nigga. Ain't got no issue with ruining these young adults' lives, these teenagers' lives. Okay? The music industry, the rap industry is committing genocide on um on our people. And a lot of, because they keep them so drugged up, they're always dropping drugs off in our community. They keep them so drugged up. Okay? They don't realize what they're doing until they're sitting in jail, like Straight Dropping and Cornelius and um whoever else they got down there in that dungeon, until they're sitting in jail and they've detoxed. Okay, and they realize what they've done. So that's the reason why they get them on perks. Every time I think about Young Scar dying, and for some reason Young Scar was one of those ones that I remember I was looking at Young Big Scar, and the first time I seen him, he had his face covered up, and he was on a video with Paper Route Wu, and I don't know what it was about him. It stood out before I ever even looked at an interview. I was like, that's interesting, because I be wanting to see the mindset of these kids. I used to counsel young adults, okay, and so young men, and women, because I work with and we through somebody else's organization with other young women that have been human trafficked and things of that nature. But we'll talk about that later. But for some reason, his spirit just kind of jumped out to me. I think because I'm so in tune to the spiritual, it's always something about certain people. And it's so weird because it seems like when they jump out at me like that, and then there's just something special about their spirit, it's like it speaks to me, then something happens to them. It always does something to me. I go, God, oh my God, was the spirit jumping out for me to pray for him? I've been in commune with God about that. When some of these young kids, their spirit jump out to me. Like, I know Finesse 2 Times is in his 30s. Okay, I believe he's over in his 30s. Okay, because he might be around Rich Lord in them age. I don't really know how old he is, because I know some of these entertainers lie about their age. I'm not saying that he is, I just know they do. But I believe he might be over in his 30s, okay? Like early 30s or something. But it's something about his spirit, but I could find out though. It's something about his spirit that jumps out to me, and I was in I've been in meditation with God about that. I'm like, God, am I supposed to pray for them or something? Because like I said, even with Young Scar, that happened with some more um artists that has happened. And then something happened to him. I go, oh my God. Wow, that's so sad. But the record industry is committing genocide on our people. Okay. And the sad thing about it is, you have a lot of black people, a lot of black artists or record heads that's working with the people that have kept our people in bondage. Okay. But the industry is committing genocide on these young black African American men. First of all, as I always say, they go into the hoods and they get them dirt poor, okay? And they give them a little bit of money, okay? They could never give them what their talent is worth. They're very talented. As I always say, there's so much talent in Memphis, it's ridiculous. Unfortunately, they make them beef with each other. They make them compete, and competitiveness would used to be fun. But now it has gotten extremely grimy because the record execs have found a way to, for some reason, these insurance companies are allowing them to get all of so much insurance on it, which is weird. You know, I've done work for insurance companies, right? And whenever there is, now I've never had a case. I don't do a whole lot of work for insurance companies though, because it takes a whole lot of time, and I don't like to work on insurance cases for almost a damn year, because when there is suspected foul play, which there is all the time, the insurance company will contract a investigator to come in and see what's going on, especially because they normally have their own. Especially if there is an influx in the workload, they will outsource the work. Okay, just like any other company or something will. And I always thought that it was that there was always a cap as far as what insurance what kind of um the amount that a person could put on you. When you start talking about over $1 million and even $1 million and up and things of that nature, then there's a lot of channels and stuff that you have to go through. And so what I've started noticing is a lot of Arabics, a lot of Westerners are coming to the United States and getting into the insurance industry. Okay. And a lot of these nappy fuck cuckabug head niggas with these record companies are going through them. Okay. And somehow they're able to put um like millions of dollars on these young boys. When they signing these contracts, oftentimes they don't know what they're signing. They're so glad. That's why when you see Yo Gotti, and I know a lot of people say that I'm hard on Yo Gotti. I'm not hard on Yo Gotti as I could be. I'm very disappointed in Yo Gotti. I would have to say that because we supported Yo Gotti in the Memphis area. Regardless of what the niggas say, we did. Nobody knew his big head ass until we supported him and made him big. Okay, before anybody on the outside of Tennessee knew him, we nurtured that. We went and supported his ass in these hole in the wall clubs. Don't get me started, because y'all know I get upset. I get pissed off. Okay. And so um yeah, so a lot of people had a nerve to say that who was I talking about? Because I get carried away when I get to talk about Yo Gotti, because I start getting pissed off. Okay, but they'll go and they will put these large amount of money on them. Oh, I was ready to say, when you see Yo Gotti and he putting these, every time he signs somebody, he putting them on a damn airplane. Okay, so you on a private plane. That right there alone gonna blow their mind. You put their friends who ain't never, probably they ain't never even been to Mississippi, to Biloxi probably, which ain't no damn where. Okay, let alone up in an airplane. They ain't never even been they think going on a vacation is going to Arkansas, a lot of these folks, okay? And so you put them on a plane, a private jet. I mean, they if they amping their friend up, sign, sign, sign. You put a bunch of money in front of them, okay, and then they sign their life away. He know damn well they probably gonna have to pay their money back, but they don't know that. And then they'll say, well, he or she was able to take their mama out the hood, but you just sign your life away. What they doing ain't right, and your God to know they ain't right for what they doing. Okay. So you find, but they signing their lives away. They don't own any of their masters. They don't own anything. And then he's got these high ass insurance policies on them. These record companies are putting 15 and 20 million dollars worth of insurance that I feel like it is absolutely illegal. Ain't no damn record company got no business. If your family can't do it, they look at your family sideways when you do it. You know damn well ain't nobody in the music industry got no business doing it. They putting 15 and 20 million dollars on these dudes. I would think that that's some type of fraud. It's just something that ain't right about it. But these young dudes don't realize that. Okay. And so then when they take them out, because they're gonna take them out, because that's what's going on. And now they have the nerve to be mad because the FBI has gotten involved, okay, and watching them closely. Oh, the FBI on the black man. We supposed to be able to take these young dudes out in peace so I can get my money. That's how fucked up these dudes is. All them need to be dead. And I'm serious. Sometimes a generation need to go so that another generation can come out of bondage. I don't know where our dudes my age has gotten their mentality from, because we came up in a different era where there was respect. Now it started to we while we was growing up in our teen years and shit in the 90s, it started to change. But we still the core of it. Yo Gotti in them and more people. I ain't gonna just pick on his ass today. They understand that what's going on isn't right. They work with the music industry to help take out these young dudes to line their pockets, and God ain't pleased. Look at how they got together and took out Young Dolph. Okay. And a lot of people say, why she stay on Young Dolph? Because I want to. Okay. Because I can. Because it pisses me off. Young Dolph is an example. They used emotions of talking about it's an op. That's what you do with an op. Now, young niggas, they use you to take out their competition. And y'all got to be the ones to pay for it. So that they can say he can get his ass on Instagram or Twitter, say, keep my name out that shit. When you knew it was going to happen, you didn't try to stop it. Okay? Because and a lot of them know when when somebody's life is up, instead of trying to diffuse that shit, they don't care. They'll do just enough to stay out of it. Okay? But they want it to happen because number one, they're jealous. Number two, you're taking out my competition. And these young dudes don't understand when you take somebody like Young Dolph out, they want y'all to take them out so that they can continuously take advantage of you if you ever get in the industry. I really believe in my heart that's one of the reasons why Rich Lord is gone. Okay. Other than there was some jealousy, they say, within some of the people that was closest to him. Okay, I believe that's one of the reasons why he's gone. Now I know that situation happened with I can't think of that rapper. It wasn't Money Man. It was Shy Glitzy or something, whatever his name is, Shy Glitzy. And Black Youngster and Rich Lord was supposed to be super tight. The word is Rich Lord was the what when the I don't like talking about that gang stuff because I don't know a lot about it. But the word is, when them vice lords was on his ass, Rich Lord was the one that kept him off. Okay. And then they get him up out of his bed, one of his closest friends, and he goes to Yo Gotti's cousin's club All every time he went up in there, they let him bring his gun in. But this particular time, they told him he couldn't bring his gun in. And then he get in there. So nobody was supposed to be able to bring their gun in, but somebody brought their gun in because somebody shot him and killed him. Okay. But Rich Lord had been blackballed from the industry, but Rich Lord was very intelligent. Rich Lord has started doing his own thing. Okay, you won't let me in. I'm going to start creating my own situation and going the independent routes. Even still with people being mad at him, he had a gang of people behind him. All the ladies, a whole lot of little dudes that still loved him. Okay. So he has started a movement, and I had found, you know, I was looking at when I was looking at his stuff some time back when I started researching him. I was looking at one of his social media pages that he's had up, and right before he was killed, it seemed like to me he started to start thinking different. That's what happens as you get older, because I think he's about 32 years old when they killed him. And one of his last posts was, if they can't call you to eat, don't let them call you to beef. Okay. I said, that's a young brother who his mindset looked like it was starting to change, because I started to see, because even like I was saying, some of my cousins them knew him very well. And he kind of looked up to one of my cousins, and my cousin was talking about how with the gang of people that was around him, he had started doing it differently. We gonna all these people around me, y'all go start some little businesses, and we gonna patronize only patronize first the people within our group. He was talking about entrepreneurship and things of that nature. I'm not saying that he was perfect, because I know it was bad. But I'm saying the young man looked like he was having a change of heart, and they had blackballed him, and it was Gotti, because he was mad about that Shot Glitzy stuff. And then Rich Lord was a tall, handsome man with a brain of his own. So, that's not conducive to somebody, uh, I feel like, in my opinion, like Gotti, that likes to take advantage of people. And then the ladies was going to be on the shot too, because he was very tall and good looking. Women like them real tall, lanky, good looking men that's got a brain, right? So it seemed like to me, hey, just like Young Dolph had a mind, Young Dolph was able to quietly go on, because I think the reason Young Dolph was able to attain as much as he did was because he was not affiliated with them, because he tried to hold him down. That was the problem. I have to call a spade a spade. If they don't want me talking about Gotti, they need to tell him to change his ways. I ain't the only person to talk about it. And it ain't no hate. What I'm saying is the music industry, with the help of a lot of these fuck cuckabug head niggas, is committing genocide on our community after all that our community has gone through. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. And so they get these young dudes emotional so that they can take somebody out like Dolph, not because he's signing the ops. They what they do is they help to that jealousy that's already on the inside of them. Okay. What they start doing is they start telling them stuff, and they get that emotion to rise, that emotion of jealousy. And then they send them out and entice them with money to go and do their hits. Okay. I used to wonder about, I started looking at, I was looking at some pictures, and I was like, well, damn, that's Lil Boosie too. He was with OG Gang Bang, the one that they say that's still in jail. That they was trying to say was into a Moochie Great. Him. I said, well, damn, Boosie on the pictures with him. Boosie was all in. You saw Boosie on the pictures with the young men, the brothers that was killed, J Money and D Money. Like, even some years back, like, Boosie stayed in Memphis all the time. But since all this stuff starting to come out with Young Dolph, because they claimed that he was working for a company called another label called CMG. When I told you that was a damn lie, it wasn't nothing but Gotti's label. Oh, he going against Gotti. That was the same shit, I believe. Okay. But they're so used to pulling the wool over people's eyes. You know, people saying, oh, Gotti and Boosie mad at each other. Gotti and Boosie the best of damn friends. But since this stuff has been going on with Young Dolph, and I'm talking about all this stuff has been coming out, you know, the wool is being removed. Okay. You don't even we don't see Boosie not even in at a game in Memphis anymore. Unless he quietly comes. But these are supposed to be the OGs in the industry, and they're supposed to be, you know, when they get their labels. I'm not saying they shouldn't make no money because they should, but they're supposed to be fixing it where these young dudes, they're supposed to be telling them better. Instead, they know it's getting worse because they're helping to make it worse. And they watch the people that's in the back rooms plot and plan to commit genocide on our people, and they rock right with it to line their pockets, and it's a damn shame before God. Okay. So, you know, and I know I went on and on because I could go on for hours talking about this because it bothers me so bad what they're doing to our community. And a lot of these young dudes don't have the leadership at home. Okay. Um, to tell them any better. You know, I told y'all about my cousin Reggie when I asked him about Rich Lord. He was like, oh, yeah, I raised him. And let me just say this. I love my cousin. I love him with a passion. We grew up together. My family's very close. But I know how bad my cousins are. I watched them as I grew up. They was always a little older than me. He's about 10 years older than Rich Lord. And I was like, oh God, because he was always quiet and treacherous. Okay. So I was like, Lord, even though we love him, you know, he would never do anything to us. He's not a role model. Hell, he would never be mine. So you have OGs out there, although I believe, you know, Reggie and them would be protective of Rich Lord. I believe they loved him. But it ain't nothing they could have taught him that was right. Okay. And so you have OGs that are out there instead of you know, trying to be an influence or be a good influence on these dudes. You know, they kind of push them to go and do a lot of their dirty work for them. They train them on how to sell drugs and things of that nature, on how to be a good drug dealer or whatever, instead of somebody helping to nurture the gifts that Rich Lord had given. But some people are just naturally smart. You can listen to his conversation and see that he was very smart, just like a lot of other African American men. And so that's why they are introducing them to drugs. The first thing these record companies do, I was listening to Finesse 2 times. Now, Finesse normally, you know, the last when Finesse was talking about the situation in Tampa, Finesse sound like he was real high. And I'm crazy about Finesse 2 times. But the first thing that they do is they will, when these young dudes, they will get them on drugs. They'll put an industry slut on them, and then they'll get them on drugs. Okay, that's so that they can control them. And if that doesn't work, or if they get too far in debt, the next thing is to kill them so that they can get the insurance money. That's the hustle now. And so they are committing genocide on our people. And they got a lot of Black people in the forefront doing it. I give you a record label, I give you a record label, I give you a record label. Everybody want to feel like they're a damn boss. But this is what's got to be done. And it's so sad that these Black men are going along with it when it should be an insult. No other community does what we do to each other. They've been doing it. Now they found a few cuckabug heads that they can give the illusion of having power to go into these hoods and do it. And it's a damn shame before God. So it's not conducive to them to have a young Dolph around that's teaching the recipe, that go and learn the independent route to talk about financial liberation and teach these young dudes the game. So they got to make them think somebody like Young Dolph is a problem because he's going to remove the veil. I remember when I said, when Young Dolph was killed, I said, mark my words, Young Dolph is gone. When I first started vlogging, you're going to start hearing rappers talk about you don't need to be independent. I'm talking about these record heads, and they're going to be cuckabug heads. Okay? That you don't really need to be independent. You need to go you need to sign a contract and go the label route or whatever, sign with somebody. And who's the first person to say it? Yo Gotti. Okay. So y'all, I like I said, I think it's a shame that people, are in our community don't have an issue with what they are doing to our people. These young dudes and women, these young men and women are supposed to carry on our legacy, but instead we're committing genocide on each other. This money and stuff that they're paying these young dudes for, they're making the white lawyers rich because they are not going to be out to spend it because they're going to go to jail. And then they're going to take the hit money to give it all to the lawyer, and they're still going to do a whole lot of time. As I always say, these niggas want to send these young dudes out that's already troubled to do their dirty work, and they don't want nothing else to do with them because, like I always say, you have to be out and fake and flodge and act like they damn father of the damn year to their children while they're tricking these young dudes or finessing them into going and doing their dirty work for them because they feel like they ain't shit. You don't ask nobody to go commit hits and things of that nature that you actually care about because you know what comes along with that. You don't finesse nobody into going to do no time for you, or you go do that time for me. I'm gonna get you I'm gonna buy you a car. I'm gonna put your daughter through school, nigga. The worst thing I could do, that's what these young dudes I'd be saying. The worst thing you could do is be away from your damn kids. But you talking about another man, oh, he gonna put my daughter through school. If you was out doing right, you could put them through school, but you go spend half of your time in jail for another man and wonder why your damn kids don't give a damn about you. It's because you choosing another man over them, and it's a damn shame that these folks doing it. That's the reason why I can't blame these women when they get mad and say, I can't be with you no more. You mean to tell me you'll go take his time and go spend 10 years in jail and leave me and your kids out here for this nigga that you don't know, even if he do give you some money? What about us? You in jail, that's taking an emotional toll on your woman and your children so another man can be out with his woman and his children and screw your woman, because that's what be going on. They be wanting your woman. That's why they want you to do their dirty work so you can go to jail. I worked in Crime Stoppers for many years. These folks will send you out to do their dirty work, then call Crime Stoppers and tell them you did it. And it's all because they want what you got, and you feel like you ain't got nothing, but they morally bankrupt. They ain't got shit. They want your woman. So they want you out the way. They decided, I don't want to kill him because he is my little dude. I just set him up. And that's what's happening. So y'all, hey, we just got to do better. The industry, and I'm talking about the people who have turned industry too. It's a damn shame that we have, as cult figure says, a lot of black face Ku Klux Klanmans, because what they've done is they have given these black people the illusion of having power, and a lot of these folks that say they got record labels, they don't even own them no more. Hell, they just make them the face. They don't own it. They've given the majority of their percentage to certain people so that they can be affiliated with them, and they just the face of it, and they happy with that. They don't give a damn about no wealth. Yeah, I's a boss. I's are with Jay-Z. You damn Uncle Tom. Okay. I get so sick of these Uncle Toms and these Aunt Janes, and I'm serious. Destroying our community with a grin, with they buck teeth showing. Ain't got no problem as long as somebody of another race is patting them on their back. Okay. It's a damn shame before God. But anyways, you guys, I know I talked about a lot, but I get so passionate when I start talking about our community. I could really get into that, but I gotta get ready to go. But I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you can definitely, do it via Cash App. But I want these young people to pay attention to what I'm saying. And if it touches the heart of these people that's actually committing genocide on our people, a lot of these rappers who have these labels, they've been artists. They know what it's like to be taken advantage of. And it's so sad that most people got the mentality, well, it happened to me, so it's got to happen to them too. No, we go through so that the people behind us don't have to go through. Okay, I'm talking about as far as being taken advantage of. That's why I can't understand why people did not get with Young Dolph and run with his movement. Okay, instead they was jealous of him. Okay, and they took him out, and now they mad because they're gonna go to jail because they show going, all of them. Okay, and see, that's what they don't tell these young dudes. If you do this now, you can't do that because you're gonna go to jail. They ain't gonna tell them the feds all over me. They'll send these young dudes out because they don't give a damn. They know that the feds watching them and everybody around them. Okay, can hear everything they talk about. Okay, but they'll still send somebody out that they know is desperate for some money and is on drugs to do it. They don't give a damn about them going to jail. Just take care of that problem, and they know they ain't gonna get away with it. Okay, they ain't. So they don't have a problem with genocide being committed on our people, and I think that is sad. I think that is so sad what's going on, and it's only happening within the rap industry because the OGs that's in the industry is just as old and evil as they can be, a lot of them, and it's a damn shame before God. Okay, but God says when I get them back, you're gonna see me get them back. God gonna handle all that because it's gonna take God for what these folks doing because they wrong as hell for what they doing. Okay, and it only happens in the black community. Okay, but anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to donate to the channel, you could definitely do it via Cash App. I want you guys to have a good day. I'll talk with you later.